welcome to my new journal. This is Odette. She's French vintage, and I'm just going to give you a little insight into some of the features of it. We'll start here. This is the spine, 4 centimetres. It's about the width of an ordinary book. It's a repurposed cover from an old book. I've made a tassel to go on the end, which is removable. It's made from various ribbons and a couple of charms. There you can see, and it does unclip from the edge there. Just put it to one side. And the whole book has been covered with a William Morris design cotton fabric. Then on the front cover here we have a removable peacock feather, so that's up to you whether you want to leave it on or not. And let's see, what have we got here? We've got a vintage doily, and on top of that we have a vintage type picture, and it's protected by a sheet of mica, which gives it a bit of strength, and the corners are being protected by some brass book corners. And the back is just plain, well, covered in the fabric, but no other embellishments. We have a fastening of organza ribbon tied in a bow, and you can see there that it's not gaping, it's just nice, and it's got lots of lace, vintage lace and trims on the edges of the pages. So let's open it. In fact, before we open it, I'll just give you a bit more detail. We've got the size of the book is 16 centimetres by 24, so in inches that will be, let's have a look, roughly 6 inches by 9.5, with a spine of about just short of 2 inches. No need to be exact, but that gives you a rough idea. If I placed my hand on top of the book, that's sort of the size. It's a regular book size. Can I tell you anything else? It's actually an old book cover that's been recovered, but the insides are completely new. It's all been bound. There's 3 signatures plus end papers, and we have 600, sorry, no we don't, we have 66 pages in total, plus another 10 pages of extra pages on the end. That's sort of that. I'm looking at some notes here. I made some notes just to remind me of what to say. So I'll turn it over now and show you the inside. This just unfastens like so with the organza ribbon. And we open it up. This is what we see to start with. And what have we here? Let's have a look. Well, we've got some vintage marbled paper, which has been taken from an antique book. Don't know if you can see it there. And I've made a pocket from some French looking paper which has the Eiffel Tower. I think it's from a pad in my stash called Sweet Paris. and inside the pocket there's a handmade envelope, which I will go into detail in a moment. We have a book plate so you can write your name in the front. Now the envelope, the handmade envelope, it's been embossed, it's been aged by tea staining, it's been stamped, and also these are authentic French stamps. If I turn it over, you can see there's more stamping, more embossing. There's a wax seal, and if I open the envelope at the side, because I didn't want to ruin the wax seal, I cut it down the side, and you can see that inside it is another old looking letter which has been embossed and stained, and I believe that it's a love letter. It's facsimile, I made it myself to look like an old love letter, and that goes back in there and pops inside there. So that's the inner cover. Now the first fly sheet that we have is from an Edith Holden book of flowers, and it's edged with lace, sewn on with the machine stitched. Edith Holden. And the opposite page we have a detachable, what looks like an old cabinet card, protected by parchment paper, and you can see it's made to look like an old cabinet card. There's a peacock feather stuck on the side, and it's a photograph from an old magazine, and I've tea stained it and aged and antiqued it. So this is Odette, the namesake of the journal, of the book. She's got her name signed on there. She's a very stylish French woman that lived in the 20s, 30s in France. So that just clips in there, and there's more lace edging on that page. Paper clips there, and we have more Edith Holden. There you can see the lace on the edge. And the opposite page has been tea stained, and we have some ribbon on the bottom, one of a kind, handmade with love. And again, this has been edged with lace. And we have 2 blank pages there for journaling, and it's been edged with lace. Tea dyed and oven baked paper, so it's got a lovely crisp feel to it and a lovely aged sort of tint. Turn it over. It's one of the first decorated pages, the base of which has been covered in some Sweet Paris papers. We have a pocket at the bottom, which was gifted to me by Stella Jones. Thank you, Stella. And inside we have a tag and a journaling card. There's the tag. It's again a photograph of Odette on the front, and it's been edged with sari silk, sequined sari silk, to give it a bit of glamour, and a nice organza flower. You could be journaling on the back, and that's nice little vintage journaling card. And we have a things to do list there, which can be journaled on. Again, more journaling space. Oh, the sun's just coming out, that's lovely. It's freezing cold here though in the north of England at the moment. I think I wore my summer dress one day, I think it was last week, one day last week, it was really hot. So I thought, this is it. So I got rid of my woolly jumpers and my leggings. I put on a lovely summer dress, got sat outside in the sun on my deck chair, and it was glorious. It lasted one day, and now yesterday was snowing, hailstorms, freezing cold. We've had really heavy frosts, so the weather's just crackers. You don't know where you are with it. And it's supposed to be spring, so let's hope that the weather will improve. Here we have more Edith Holden pages and again some more. They are beautiful, are these pages. They're from the book, they're the original pages. I've got a couple of those books, one that I keep and the other one I use to cut up for journaling. So, and there we have a page left blank for your own ideas to jot down, and there's some trim that's been machine sewed on the edge. Turn over, we've got two more blank pages that have been decorated with lace and seam binding, tea stained. Now here we have a couple of decorated pages. First of all, this one, as pockets have been made from vintage French book paper, and inside we have some journaling cards, and there's the picture of a hydrangea flower which has been stuck down, so they just pop in there. You can do what you want with that one. This one has a library card style pocket with a tag inside and a cluster, paperclip cluster of tags and a tiny envelope with a ribbon and some tartan ribbon sewn at the top. This page is interesting. I found this in a book about vintage fashion, and I thought this would really go well. I know it's not French, but it gives you a little bit of history, and I've got some vintage lace is stuck on there. On the other side it says leading lines from the Paris dress shows sketched by Odette. So if we can imagine that our Odette is a fashion designer, and these are some of the fantastic designs that she sketched for this fashion magazine. I think they're really nice, aren't they? So elegant. So that lives there, this page, under that paper clip. Then you have a pocket made from parchment there, appliqued with a vintage looking designed napkin. And there's a tiny envelope that lives inside there for journaling space. The opposite page, well, the sound of that crackly paper. We've got some orange lace that's been machined onto the edge of the page. And again, if you turn it over, you've got space to add your own photographs, your own journaling, whatever you want. I've left a lot of space in this one so that you can really decorate it yourself as well. Now here is a very old vintage, I think, I'm not sure if it's handmade, but it's very old doily. And inside there we have a sample of French face creams. Thank you from Stella. There we go. Something for your eyes. Some serum as well for your skin, and some more cream. So 3 little samples in there, from a French cosmetics company that lives inside there. Thank you, Stella Jones, for that gift. From the PayPal, no it isn't, it's from the Pen Pal group, Junk Journaling Pen Pal group that I'm a member of. It's a wonderful group and everybody's so friendly, and Stella Jones is the lady that runs it along with other people, but she's the main one, and she makes journals herself as well. You need to look on, I think she's called an Etsy page is called Starlight Crafts, and she does some really nice things. Now then, here we are. This is a piece of real vintage French lace that I purchased a while ago from Etsy. Made another pocket from parchment paper, and in there we've got 2 journaling cards that have French designs. That one's from Stella. I think it's from Stella. I know the next one definitely is from Stella. This is a French napkin, folded up. It's got a picture of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I've kept that complete as it is on this paper. This is a tea dyed paper, coloured paper, which was sent to me again in a happy mail from Stella Jones. Thank you, Stella. Along with the napkin. So I've used quite a lot of things in this journal. It's really nice because as well as writing to each other, we send little packages of bits and pieces that we can use in our journals. This is a piece of fabric trim out of my stash. I think I bought it a couple of years ago, and I've ruffled it up and stitched it to the edge of the paper. Now on the other side, let's have a look what we got. Another pocket with a vintage picture and a quote that says, "Take time to stop and smell the flowers." That's very nice. Yes, that's so true. And the earth laughs in flowers. It says on here, on this envelope. We open it up. What have we got inside? Oh, it's a very nice, dapper looking gentleman. I wonder who he is. Let's have a look. Oh, it's from Oxford Impressions. So it must have been a stamp. I think it's a stamp that I've got, but this, I thought this photograph went really well. It looks sort of French, and he could be a friend of Odette's. So he lives in there. And a ribbon that slips over the envelope. Envelope. But you might have noticed my Lancashire accent. There we go, that lives in there. I've put a transfer label on there. Oh, it's a sticky label. I'm not very good at this, but hey ho. This is the centre of the first signature. Now, what's this? It's a card. with a picture of the Eiffel Tower and some lace trim. It's done on parchment, and it opens up to reveal a photograph. Here we can see there of Odette. She does look very stylish. And that lives in the middle under that wax cord. And again, I've ruffled up some fabric trim out of my stash. And there you can see the lovely coloured paper that Stella gave to me. This is a mint green colour, tea stained. There's another pocket with an authentic French stamp and an authentic vintage photograph, which I thought looked very nice. And it's French. It has French writing on the back. I bought it from Etsy. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the person I bought it from. And I put an authentic stamp on the front there. In fact, that stamp might have already been on, I can't remember. But isn't she gorgeous? Just look. Ooh, she could be the mother of Odette. And her name is Germaine. Merci and bonjour. I can't read the rest of it, but then I don't speak French. But so that's a genuine, authentic, antique piece, vintage piece, which comes with the journal. The opposite page, you can see this paper has been baked in the oven on a baking tray, and it's given you all these patterns, and it's so crispy. This is the authentic French lace. I think it's cotton. Cost me an arm and a leg on Etsy, but I think it's beautiful. So I've used a little bit. I didn't get much, but I thought it was very fitting for this journal. And turn over the page, we have a pocket at the bottom with Sweet Paris paper, a lovely vintage rose image, journaling card, and some paper, French paper, looks like a French letter printed on it, and that fits into the pocket. That's my little baby, you can hear barking in the distance. That's one of them anyway. That sounds like the postman might be here. He likes to bark at the postman. And then we have another blank page opposite, edged with lace. Now the next page has a belly band with a tag inside, handmade tag. That has a pocket at the front. I've just put two tiny little journaling cards inside the tag. Pops in there, and that's the other side, and it's got ribbon on the top. Just put that back up there. Whoops, that way. And on this page we've got two library card style pockets with lots of little journaling bits and pieces, tags, journaling cards, simple rules for making coffee, meet me, date, card, authentic French stamps, more tags and little bits and pieces in there. That's from a book page. You know, you can put what you like in these pockets. I just think they're so cute. What we've got here. Plain page for you to do what you like, stick your photographs in it or a journal. Across the top I've ruffled up a piece of tartan ribbon and stitched it. And on the opposite page we have a pocket, a flower and a ribbon. Does this pocket open? Oh, yes, journaling space in there. Then that's a place to keep things. I've popped in a handmade envelope that's been appliqued by French looking vintage napkin. I've got some gold leaf embossing, got authentic French stamp, some stamping, some dyeing, tea dyeing and inked around the edges, gold embossing. And what have we got inside? Let's have a look. Oh, right. We've got something that looks like an old letterhead from Nîmes. Oh, and a French letter in there. And also, this is a gorgeous original, I think it's original catalogue, vintage catalogue showing ladies' skirts. There, you can see fashions. Oh wow. Sears, Roebuck and Company, cheapest supply house on earth, Chicago. Ladies and Mrs. Underskirts. Wow, aren't they beautiful? I wish we still dressed like this. I love the gorgeousness, the femininity. So beautiful. So I thought they could live in there. Oh, by the way, this page, thank you, Stella. Stella sent that to me. And some happy in the mail. Oh, next doors are having some work done in the garden, so apologise if you can hear machinery. And I've edged it with lace, as I have with the edge of the paper. And I have tried to leave some pages blank because you've got to be able to use the journal yourself. That's what it's for. It's not exactly a picture book. It's supposed to be used. It's meant to be used. So, although I've decorated a lot of the pages on the edges, I've left the main part blank in these next following pages. That's one signature complete. That's been decorated mostly. Now the next two signatures have been decorated by stitching lace and ribbon and trims, as you can see, but they're all primed and ready for you, for your input to use as you would like, as you see fit. I thought I'd try this. I usually decorate the whole thing, but this one, I thought I'd do it a bit different. That's gorgeous. That's off Stella. Thank you, Stella. Love these coloured tea-dyed papers. So you see, you've got an assortment of pages and textures and decoration, but they're all pretty blank for you to continue. There, oh, I've got a ribbon bookmark there. Altogether, I think the whole book has 76 pages in all. Oh, just look at that purple. I just love it. Thank you, Stella. Stella did that one. I've left these wax threads dangling from when I sewed the signatures in, and left them so that if you like you can attach charms or cut them off, whichever. So the bare minimal decoration on the last two signatures is done on purpose for you. Got the odd thing, the odd pockets, and most pages have got lace on the edge. And there you go, that's the last one, and that's the vintage marble paper that was taken from an antique book that was dropping to bits, and I rescued the marbling paper. And so, my dear friends, that is that. So this journal will be for sale. It's at the moment on my Etsy page, which is angelwhisperssh, all one word, at Etsy, etsy.com. So if you look for that, I'll probably leave a link at the end of this video so that you can find it, or you can private message me. It's been made a while ago, but I didn't really do a promotional video or anything. I just did a quick lookbook type thing, flashing through a few photographs. So that's Odette, and she feels lovely with this William Morris cotton fabric, and the page is slightly padded, the cover, sorry, is slightly padded. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked what you saw. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment or subscribe to my channel, and I'm hopefully going to be doing a lot more in the future. So with that, I'll say goodbye and thank you. Bye.